That's when you'd run the districts, you'd go around, and you would collect these the basic details of what happened. Very reactive reporting. A 19-year-old man was shot to death yesterday in West Baltimore. Police said blah 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 and so forth. And it would be entombed on an inside page of the Metro section, and it was very bloodless. I mean that sort of not just in a literal sense, but in an emotional way. It was very hard to crack that the veneer of normalcy and quotidian ordinariness, writing it that way. And I, of course, would deal with the detectives. You would call the homicide unit, and I would talk to these guys, and they would relate the rote facts. And then we'd go on to the next day, and it would start all over again. But there was no opportunity to go deeper into the culture of violence, what it meant to the city, what it meant to the people who were obliged to police it. None of that could be, you had to find a different way to slice the cake, so to speak.
And so, for you, and you would consider Homicide and The Corner as works of journalism?
Absolutely.
And so what for you is the role of the journalist?
Watchdog in a sense, because I do believe that even the best representative government, that's not to say that ours is the best representative government, but even the best representative can't function properly without an external objective or semi-objective point of view being constantly directed at it. But also, you're trying to tell stories that happen to be true. It's a very simple job, but one that I had great affection for from the earliest age. I grew up in a house that revered newspapers, and my father was a journalism major who never really got the chance to work at a large metro daily, but stayed in the writing game and knew a lot of journalists, and they came over the house, and they were always characters. They were always like, it was, when I got to a newspaper, I thought in my mind that everyone was going to be like these guys who had sat around my dinner table and been so entertaining, and they were all going to be a little bit like characters out of the front page, the Ben Heck play. And when I got to a newspaper, none of them were. I mean, everybody was a lot more professional than I'd hoped. But I did love the idea of, it's a very simple thing, you every day somebody pays you to go around your city and find something new and that happened, and find some facts out about it and tell the first rough draft of what you think occurred, as if you're the village griot going to the campfire and saying, guess what I know. I mean, it was very, it's all very presumptuous, but nonetheless, it was a delight. And the secret was, I got hired by one of the, certainly one of the 15, it was in the top 15, top 20 papers in America in terms of size and scope. The Sun had foreign bureaus, it had a Washington bureau of 10 people. It was a very serious newspaper. And I was very lucky to get hired right out of college. And so here I am, I'm 22 years old, and they dropped me into Baltimore, which is very different than anywhere that I understood before. And I said, go ahead, bring something back. And so the idea of coming back with a story and getting to tell it, and then, going through all that, and, if you told it well, and if people read your stuff, the next day they let you do it again. It was very pure, but in some very basic way, you were a storyteller. But the rule was the story had to be true, as far as you knew, to the best of your ability to discern that.